What's good, boys? In today's video, I'm going to be ranking the fastest ways to add 10K to your coaching business. So let's just start, okay? This is going to be for context, the description of each tier. From S tier to E tier, we're going to have the fastest and most reliable ways, and E tier is just going to be straight dog shit, okay? Now, the first on our list is appointment setting. If you have an existing audience and you know there is a demand for your service, you sold some of your high ticket coaching program, and you kind of know like you can sell to people and there is like a demand. As I said, appointment setting is absolutely goated away. Yes, you will give a percent to an appointment setter, but it's gonna generate you a lot of ton of money. So appointment setting goes straight into S tier. It's the fastest way. All you do is just put a trained appointment setter in place. He DMs people and boom, there's money just from the thin air. You may not even know that this money is sitting in your audience, but you can actually extract it if you start to DM people and start having conversations with them. Okay, so appointment setting is absolutely goated. Then we have Instagram Reels. Now, okay, so let me frame it this way. Okay, so Instagram Reels are a really good way if you know how to go viral. If you don't know how to go viral, they're just low airway activity and absolute dog shit. But if you know how to go viral and collect a lot of views, they're one of the best ways to start getting top of funnel traffic and then redirecting it towards YouTube. I will put it in S tier because I think it's situational and hard to sustain, and it's not the fastest way because if you were to run Instagram Reels right now and you start posting, there's a very low chance you'll be able to add that extra 10K a month to your coaching business, especially if you don't have any funnel in place, if you don't have any personal brand presence. So S tier. Yeah. Okay, then we have something that I really love, and this is gonna be like one of the best ways, if not the best. So it's like launch. Okay, launch is essentially just taking your existing audience, warming up them, nurturing them for a certain time frame, and then just pushing your program. So you basically just launch something. Now, launches are really good if you have an existing audience, you have a trust, but if you don't have an audience, they obviously won't work because who you're gonna sell to. So therefore, I'm gonna put them in S tier because they're fastest and most reliable, but you need audience. Okay, this is a prerequisite in order to make it happen. But they're a really good way and they are proven to work. So launches are absolutely goated. Now we have ads. Okay, with ads, it's super simple. If you have a predictable system that for every single dollar that you put in, so you have an input and you have an output, and you have ads, you have a certain machine that generates you money. Now, if you know what you're doing, if you have a system, then ads are a really good way to generate money fast because you just put in your money, you're leveraging money instead of your time, and you're getting a certain output. But it's important to mention that ads will only work if you have a proper funnel in place, and if you have a really good system to run ads, which most people don't have. Therefore, I'm putting it into A tier because it's scalable, but it needs skill and system. Okay, then we have then we have story sequences. I don't know why I put this icon there, but essentially, if you don't know what story sequences are, so yeah, story sequences are just essentially story posts and Instagram designed to move viewers to call to action. Now, just an example, I'm gonna give you my story sequence here, which is the credibility story sequence, blah, blah, blah. So like you see here, boom, boom, and then the call to action at the end. Story sequences, in my opinion, and I'm sure you've seen story sequences from other people. If you know what you're doing, if you have a certain framework how to create them, and you know how to make them work, it's like the fastest, the easiest way to make money from your existing audience to add extra 10K. It's going to be super simple. So it's going to be definitely S tier. Okay. Okay, then we have YouTube. So YouTube content funnel. Okay, let me actually move this. YouTube content funnel. Okay, in my opinion, YouTube content funnel is absolutely go-to way to add 10K to your coaching business. like thousands of dollars, but it's a long-term game. If you expect to, post one video and get 10K extra in your bank account just from selling, for example, 2 programs, that's probably not going to happen unless you go viral just from first video, which is not the common case. Therefore, YouTube, it works, but it's slower. It's scalable to a certain degree. Well, I don't know if I will put it in A or B tier. Like, it works, but it's slower. Yeah, so I'm gonna put it in B tier, in my opinion, because it can go really well in long term. But if you're just, posting YouTube videos, bro, what the fuck? If you're just posting YouTube videos and, okay, so we are talking about fastest ways. YouTube is definitely not the fastest way, but it definitely works really well. I would love to put it in A tier, but we have ads here, and I kind of cannot compare ads with YouTube because, ads are much faster. I want to put it in A tier, but guys, it's gonna be in B tier. But I love YouTube. Okay, this is one of the best ways right now in long term, especially organic. YouTube definitely works. Okay, now we have LARPing. Okay, this is renting Lambos and all of that stuff. Miami Guru. LARPing. I know it's funny, but like, guys, let's be honest. It definitely works. I mean, it doesn't work that well as it used to work a few years ago, but it still works. People still want to, live the lifestyle that Guru lives. Therefore, they're instantly attracted to someone if they see the life they want to live. So I'm sorry, guys, if you don't like it, but, I'm just being honest. This is like the fastest way to add 10K to your coaching business. Straight LARPing, yeah. Okay, so this is gonna be like an S tier in my opinion. Whatever. Then we have upselling. Upselling is if you have sold some programs already, if you have some people in your program, then upselling definitely works. One of the best ways actually to add that extra money. Now, one thing people do not realize with upsells and why not many people are able to actually upsell is because in order to upsell, you need to provide a really good service to your clients. So if you want to upsell people, you should have already delivered a really great service, a really great delivery, right? If you're coaching someone in order to upsell, and you should have a proper system in backend to do this. Therefore, I'm going to put it in like it's really fastest way, but if you don't have system, it doesn't work. Therefore, I'm going to put it in A tier. Okay, then we have, I have a WAP icon here, but that actually just means low ticket offers. So with low ticket offers, what do I mean? Launching a community and stuff like that, or like a course. So in my opinion, low ticket offers, well, they're definitely not the fastest ways. And I mean, it's just much better to spend your time on and focus on like high ticket. Why would you spend your focus on low ticket? So I would say like it goes to S tier because it's possible to make a lot of money if you just, it's possible to make it fast to like 10K, extra 10K to a coaching business if you just sell to people who cannot afford your one-on-one program. Then yeah, it may work, but that MRR concept, it's not going to be sustainable because churn rate exists, and just it's just much better to focus on selling high ticket than it is to selling low ticket, and it's definitely not the fastest way, especially if you don't have someone you can downsell. Therefore, it goes into S tier. Low ticket offers are not that good as high ticket offers. There's a reason why everybody is focused on high ticket offers right now. Mid ticket offers, okay, so it really depends on what you're actually selling, but in my personal opinion, mid-ticket offers maybe even worse than low-ticket offers sometimes because, okay, so here's the thing. If you have, for example, a 4,000 program and your mid-ticket offer, let's say, is $1,500, why would you have mid-ticket offer if you can just offer payment plan in installments or any financing option instead of mid-ticket offer? Just think about it. And delivery is going to be much better. Therefore, I'm going to put it in S tier or even D tier because it may be suitable if your audience really cannot afford something you're selling. Like if you have a really expensive program, yeah, mid-ticket offers work. But if your program is like $4,000, $5,000, I would just go with installment payment plan or financing instead of mid-ticket offer. But that's my opinion. You can launch mid-ticket offer. I just think it's not worth it because the delivery on mid-ticket offers is not as good as one-on-one because, if you have a group coaching, people are not going to get that good results in comparison to what they can get from working one-on-one with you. Okay, so next we have putting a VSL in place. Okay, so there are different type of funnels, but VSL is essentially, at this point, is just, a fucking classic. It's been proven to work. And I would say VSL is definitely a good way to, add that extra money, especially if you don't have any funnel in place. So VSL funnel, there can be a YouTube content funnel with like 9-hour, 8-hour long course, just a long flywheel video that acts as a VSL just on YouTube to convert people. I explained this in one of my videos where I was breaking down TGR's funnel. So I'm gonna put it in like fastest ways just because if you put VSL in place and you have an existing audience and you didn't have any funnel in place before, you redirect people towards your VSL page, you're going to be able to make a lot of money really fast just because you had that bottleneck. Then we have raising prices. Raising prices are a really good way to make that extra money if you know that your offer is proven and it's working. But if not, if you don't know that your offer is proven, if you haven't sold anything yet, then raising prices is not a good way. But if you know that it works, raising prices is a really great way because, you just increase price even if people cannot pay fully upfront. Again, I'm circling back to this, but you can offer installments, you can offer payment plans, you can offer financing options. Therefore, raising price is a really good way. But I'm gonna put it in. It's definitely not an S tier because of the prerequisites you should have. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Yeah. Okay. So then we have an Affirm. So Affirm logo is just a logo, but it's essentially just establishing financing options for your clients. Now this goes into S tier. I think it doesn't really require a big explanation. Why, if you don't have any financing option, you're just missing out on a ton of money. Now, just guys, because I have a moment, I will introduce this. I can actually help you set up financing option for your coaching business if you don't have one in place. So reach out to me on Instagram. The link is in the description. But anyhow, this is a really good option. Now, I know I didn't place anything into D and E tier just because the options that I chose are really good. I don't think it's worth like presenting really dog shit options, but that's kind of my tier list. If you do not agree with me, you can write a comment. I would appreciate that. But yeah, that's it.